In this video we're going to look at the installation of the zero leak toilet system. The first thing that you'll want to do is to shut off your water supply to your toilet. Remove all the water from the tank. I recommend using a shop vacuum for that. If you don't have a shop vacuum, use a sponge and maybe have some towels handy. Once you've removed the old valve, you'll then take your zero leak toilet valve, which I have right here, and you'll see it has a float cup. This float cup, we're going to want the bottom edge of it to be about a 1/4 inch below the water line, or whatever level you prefer to have it. This is the water line on my tank. I actually like to fill a little bit higher. You do get better flushing action if you push it a little closer to the top of the overflow tube. Now this is built off of a Fluidmaster 400A valve. This is a prototype, of course, so things will probably change somewhat, but one thing I plan on keeping the same is the ability to adjust your valve height. And so you're going to want to adjust your valve height to whatever height you need for the tank. You're going to slide that in through the mounting hole. You're going to make sure that the bottom of that float cup is about a 1/4 inch, and then you're just going to tighten or thread on the nut. Not too terribly tight, because we're going to want to be able to move this. The next thing you want to make sure is that that arm is in the downward position. I'm going to go ahead and attach the overflow tube filler, the bowl filler. Alright, so we've got that put on. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make it to where this arm connects to the flush arm by bending this rod. We want to bend it in such a way that when we flush, it's going to lift that onto the trigger mechanism. So I think this will work. Alright, once we're satisfied that everything is adjusted just the way we need it to be, we are then going to hand tighten the valve in place. We're then going to connect the hose. Okay, once your hose is connected, you're then going to turn on your water supply. You'll notice it kicks on and then kicks right back off. So to get it to fill the first time, you're going to raise this arm up onto the shelf. After that, everything's just going to work. We'll let this fill and we'll take a look at it in operation. Okay, so let's flush it, make sure it works the way we want it to. And you'll notice it works as it should. So what makes this unique is that it prevents water from entering the toilet until a flush is initiated. In other words, if you have a flapper leak, which I'm going to simulate by simply removing the flapper, pull it off of its supports, you'll notice no water's leaking in. And toilets can leak up to 200 gallons per day through the flapper if they have a defective flapper. So what will happen is, if you have a defective flapper, the tank will slowly drain, it will not refill, and you will notice you will get a weak flush or no flush. When that happens, it's time to put on a new flapper. So I'm going to go ahead and install this one back on. Once you've installed the new flapper, or even if you leave the old flapper in, you can just give it a flush, it'll refill, and then you'll be able to flush as normal until you can get to the store and replace your flapper. And that concludes the installation of the zero leak toilet system.